vision for the next 3 years, which is dasarnya adalah cost structure and revenue stream. That is fundamentals, okay? You list down your cost structure and then you list down where are the revenue will come from your business. Revenue bukan hanya jualan, revenue dibagi jadi I think last week you have the main revenue. You have the extra revenue, or you have sponsorship revenue. Oke, kalau misalkan kalian jualan, berarti bayangin kalau misalnya jualan itu you have your main income which is from the sales, and then you have your extra revenue. Let's say you are making uniforms or you are making extra products or anything else, okay? The other revenues. And then you have your other sponsorship revenue. Let's say people are working together with you, terus dia mensponsori or endorsing or doing something with you, or usually now they're doing collaboration with big brands and stuff like that. It's sponsorship revenue. So this is the base. Now we're moving to key activities, value proposition, customer relationship, channel, segment, resources, and key partners. Okay, at the core, ini cara bacanya. You can write down and please how you present to the investors atau gimana caranya kalian isi adalah value proposition will be in the middle. Selalu akan ada di tengah. Because this is in the middle of revenue and cost, there is value proposition. What does value proposition means? How does the customer feels extra value from you? Okay, kalau kalian USP itu unique selling proposition atau value propositions. You have to have minimum for your each bundles of values perspektif dari customers atau target persona yang terasa there is added value from your brand only. Your brand only. Kalau dibayangin misalnya susu beruang asli. What is the added value for me? What is the added value for the customers? Bukan value added yang diberikan oleh segala susu. Okay, let's say only from your brand, what does the value that they feel extra from the other brands, from the other products? Okay, please, you have to have minimal 3. If you have organic products, write it down, organic products. If you get special designs or like designer designs or anything, what is your value proposition? Yang beda dari brand lain. Let's say, why do you pick iPhone instead of Samsung? What is the value proposition from iPhone? Anything else? Anyone? Alice? What makes you comfortable? That's like nyaman could be anything. But what is the value that you feel added?
The user experience.
Okay. So easy to use.
Yeah.
Easy to use or simple or sleek or whatever. Anyone else specifically? Kamera depan, kamera belakang. Nggak getar kalau masuk story. Anyone else? Why do you pick iPhone, Fiona?
Security.
Security, like what secure? There's nothing secure in this world. Your data is already anywhere.
Menghubungkan dari device lain.
Device ke device karena kamu pakai so connection between devices. Value proposition. Anyone else? Naomi?
Yang di IG bisa.
Hah?
Yang di IG kan
Jadi lebih estetik gitu. Oh iya kalau ini kotak banget.
Okay, I mean, berarti visual aesthetics.
Iya.
Visual aesthetics. Okay. Why do you use Samsung instead of? Oh, what do you use? And what?
Boy, China.
Yeah, why do you use Huawei compared to the others?
Because when I bought it, the camera can zoom like 30 times. It's the camera.
So you're picking up into people's life. Okay, camera, value proposition, camera zoom, or camera power, visual aesthetics. Anyone else? Why do you use Honey, mungkin? Or you use Samsung? Okay. Yeah, why do you use?
Soalnya apa ya? Soalnya warnanya
Oh, you like the color. Means the design, right? Guys, do you remember the first time? How do you evaluate your value proposition? You have the cost and quality. You have the feature and function. You are the core competence. You can always mention this. You can always mention feature and function, design, visual aesthetics. Easy to use, user experience. Maybe connections, maybe provider, maybe whatever. And then you have why I use both, but I like iPhone better because it's just familiarity. Mungkin dari awal dulu yang pertama kali masuk ke Indonesia sebelum yang lain-lainnya competing is iPhone, so that is familiarity. Okay? And then you have the cost and quality, the price or the quality that you might also have. So your value proposition needed to be obvious kayak kalian milih antara Samsung dan iPhone. Okay? Get it? Get it? Why? Let's say you wanna create a versatile design thingy. What is your value proposition that you offers?
Proposition yang kita offers itu lightweight fabrics and relaxed cost.
Lightweight fabrics. So lightweight could be yes, 100%.
Inclusive sizing.
Inclusive sizing, yes. Berarti kamu harus pakai karet dan ikat tali and then like wrap. Those are inclusive.
Eco-friendly materials.
Okay, that'd be good. The value, your value is right. Straight to the point. If I want something organic, I want something light, I want something inclusive, which is saya nggak khawatir lagi soal sizing, so I can just order which one and then it matches with mine. Okay. Naomi, what is your value proposition?
ini apa namanya? Yang pasti pertama itu sustain craftsmanship karena yang aku pakai
What do you mean by sustained craftsmanship?
Karena aku kan pakai apa namanya si yarnnya itu tuh dari istilahnya dari baju bekas. Ada sir kayak gini, jadi dari baju bekasnya nanti kayak digunting-gunting gitu loh sir, dijadiin tali dan terus langsung dibuat tas gitu.
Okay, so then sustainable process or yeah, okay.
Terus yang kedua quality and durability.
How do you what is quality and durability? Karena semua tas will offer the same value.
Karena ini kan pasti kita kalau memilah-milah si kain bekas itu kan pasti dengan apa ya, dengan cermat kayak emang beneran itu kainnya itu emang kualitasnya bagus, kayak yang sembarangan baju bekas cuman yang apa namanya yang murahan yang jelek gitu sudah.
I think quality needed to be more harus di-describe lebih detail lagi. Karena kualitasnya bajunya Abel atau mungkin kualitas bajunya Fioni sama juga, they mention quality, but what is the quality? You have to describe it. Okay, next.
Sama ini uniqueness kan, karena dia kan dari tangan jadi kayak terus harus apa namanya bisa
handcrafted design itu
ya,
aja.
handcrafted design.
Karena kalau unique, everybody is unique. Bajunya Fioni dari Lampung unique, baju baby unique. So then it's everything is unique. But we want it to be descriptive. We want it to be sharp. Kalau punya Abel, you want extra feminine misalnya. That's value. Yeah, that's value karena oh iya kalau mau cari yang simple, I go to Alo Yoga. But then I want it to be more feminine. Okay, I'll go to her brand. So specific, very specific. Value is supposed to be specific. Okay. So value proposition nggak cuman ditulis aja, but you have to think that value proposition has to go with your cost, which is this is highly related. Value proposition dengan cost akan berhubungan erat. Artinya kalau kalian bilang quality, means your cost is high. Make sense ya? But then from the value proposition means that your revenue needed to be also high. Or your revenue will be driven by the value proposition. So this is the big T. You have the fundamentals and then you go up. I know that my brand is working on quality, so then my cost will be the right person to yarn the fabric. My quality will be embroiderer asli dari Cirebon, and then dari Cirebon I wanted to create my own batik, reimagined with a designer. So then your cost structure will be batik maker, graphic digital designers, production, blah blah blah, and organic coloring. This cost structure akan muncul once you have your commitment in the value proposition. Make sense, guys? Make sense? If you guys are making yourself in the value proposition of I am a fashion student, means that your costs will be my cost is kuliah fashion, my cost will be nice clothing, I'll do makeup, I train myself, there is trainings, there is S2 fashion, I'm gonna buy, I have to have a heels, but I also have to have all black because I'm working in fashion. Value proposition define your costs, and value proposition define your revenue. Jadi kalau cost kalian tinggi and then you cannot find a job, means your value proposition is not sharp enough. The reason why our students in fashion business easy to get a job in fashion, because in the past 2 years we train you to, I don't like your hair, do your hair rightly. Don't wear sandals. Wear something proper. You see like how you do your hair and how you do your makeup, how you decide your taste. Kemarin ada yang dengar nggak waktu open house ada Dewi. Dewi is here. She's working for 3 companies and then now sekarang udah jadi stylist di Prestige, di high end. And then sebelumnya di Sonderlab stylist juga. Abis itu di Saptok stylist juga. What she mentioned is if you guys are proper enough to have the value, the company will not ask for anything anymore. Your revenue will be up. Kalian bisa nego gaji, yeah, I want 7.5. Oh yeah, based on the look and based on your portfolio, you know fashion, it might go. Lulusan, apa namanya? Fresh grad, 7.5. That's easy. If you guys are having the value proposition right. Because you spend your cost rightly, and you spend, and then you get the revenue. Okay? The same thing with your brand. If your brand is not strong enough, you will not get this. The revenue will be like, kalian suka merasa itu nggak sih? Ini apa sih ini? Baju nggak jelas banget. Suka bilang gitu nggak? Suka apa sih ini? Desainnya nggak jelas banget, nggak tahu laku atau enggak. That's a part. Why value proposition define this too? Okay, you have your definitive, and then your cost will be lightweight fabrics, which is lightweight fabrics will be working with Tencel. It's slightly higher, so the cost will be the fabrics, the designers, the what else? Organic production. That will be your cost structure. Okay, and then your revenue streams will be sales and revenues and also collaboration. Any questions for value proposition? You have to have a definition. Quality, uniqueness, bla bla yang general. Kalau brand lain juga melakukannya means that it's not your value yet. You have to find it. Okay? Now, we're moving on to the cost mostly, where the cost goes. Now the cost goes to your key partners. If you guys remember which one is which one is vertical integration, which one is horizontal integration. Key partners is your horizontal integration. Ingat nggak ingat? Nah, bodo amat. Saya udah jelasin di awal. Yeah, if you don't write it, then you forgot it forever. Key partners is your horizontal integration. Means your vendors or whoever that's doing your job outside your house. Okay? It's a combination. You can use combination of horizontal integration and then you have the vertical integration. Vertical integration will be in your key activities, which is at home. You always have activities inside and outsource. In-house versus outsource. Naturally. Gampang kan kalau ngingetnya? Oh ya, kalau cost berarti I have people that works for me. I have people that works with me. Okay? So, aktivitas apa saja yang akan kalian lakukan di luar? Because apa sih alasannya kenapa kita pakai partners di luar instead of doing it ourselves? I think I answered last week already. What's the logic? You know the quality, let's say specifically for embroidery or specifically for batik or specifically for things that kalau kita lakukan sendiri, it's way too complicated. Tadi Sioni apa? Turunin cost, efficiency. The goal is. Ada yang ingat? What's company's goal?
Profit and growth. The
What's-
efficient and
If your decision to give it outsource, oh ya saya mau beli talinya, saya mau beli ininya, beli ini. Kalau semuanya outsource guys, kalau semuanya di outsource, salah nggak? Salah nggak? Yakin? Coba.
It depends on the company's needs.
Kalau semua di outsource, salah nggak? Kalau outsource semua di Bogor, tiba-tiba Bogor longsor gempa bumi. Kalian udah punya anak 2. Mereka kasih makan apa? Apa yang nggak boleh di outsource? Apa yang nggak boleh di outsource? Apa yang boleh di outsource?
fabric.
Your key activity is supposed to be your core competence. Kalau bikin coffee shop, apa yang nggak boleh di outsource? Skill and taste. Kalau kalian mager terus bikin studio kopi, geblek. Ya bisa aja sih setelah maybe you work with someone, right? You work with someone, maybe your husband or your wife in the future is a coffee atelier, then they will take care of the taste. But it's in-house. Okay, the core competence is supposed to be in-house. Let's say you do your belt, then sebisa mungkin you produce the belt in-house, or you vendor it and then you create it in-house, and then all the trinkets can be outsourced. But then your main is supposed to be kalau ada gempa atau atau tiba-tiba orang yang meninggal, atau tiba-tiba siapapun gempa bumi, core kompetensi tetap ada di rumah. Okay? So now you define which one is your key activities. If it's a bag, then you have to create your craftsmanship in-house. If it's a fashion, then you have to do it, there's the sample and the design in-house. If you're doing what else? If you're doing whatever it is, the design needed to be in-house. Makanya semuanya punya in-house designers. Makanya you become a creative director. If you wanted to be a creative director, you can take some. Abis sekolah ini terus kalian punya brand, terus kalian sekolah desain atau sekolah pola, boleh banget. Sekolah desain lagi, mungkin 6 bulan sekolah pola lagi. As simple as kalau misalnya asisten desainer ini geser, kita bisa tetap lanjutin. Although you can be the manager, right? So your key activities will be design, sampling, production, sourcing. It's in key activities. And what do you think that you can do with the key partners? Definitely for fashion will be fabric importer, or you have the fabric companies, textile. You have your mills, misalnya. Kalau yang organic you have to do your own order for mills. Pemintalan benang menjadi kain, itu namanya mills sebelum masuk ke textile. So you can order, guys. Jadi ya nanti maybe there is a if you want to do sustainable design, then you have to go to the sustainable mills, which is you order your tencel combined with cotton and 3% of spandex, and then furthermore. Dan kalau kamu pegang key partnersnya itu untuk like organic flow fabric, you have to lock your key partners with a strong agreement, right? And then you have to have backups, and then you have to work really close with them. Make sense? Make sense? And key resources. Barang yang dijadikan produk tersebut, what are they? Barang, sumber daya yang dijadikan barang tersebut apa saja mainnya. Your key resources will be always human. Human, fabrics, leather, buttons, whatever. You list down your resources. Okay? Kita bisa split jadi, oh ini kita kalau ininya di boom gitu, kita gimana backupnya. And then you all, as a businesswoman or businessman, you have to always remember this. My decisions needed to be effective and efficient. Uangnya nggak boleh dihambur-hamburin. Nggak ada orang bisnis itu ngambur-ngamburin duit. Kalau kalian mau ngambur-ngamburin duit, jadi buyer. Tahu kan Joktas? Jadi bayar aja dikasih 5M, ya harus habis 5M. Berangkat ke Paris, bisa. Zaman sekarang nggak ada, guys. Zaman saya aja udah jarang banget berangkat ke Paris buat bayi. Zaman sekarang online, gampang. Even datang ke Paris cuma satu orang, senior aja pegang online tinggal jawab. Kalau zaman dulu masih pakai papers. But then that's why maybe your generation are not attracted to become buyers anymore. Because everything is online, easy. Right? It's efficient and effective. If then, that's why people are doing in-house. Jadi yang ada di kiri semua cost-nya. Everything is based on cost. Okay, make sense? Kalian kalau bikin struktur ini, value proposition-nya tadi organic. Mau organic berarti resources-nya ada organic fabric, organic products, and then activities-nya adalah design. Design, craftsmanship, penjahitan semua ada di dalam. Di luarnya maybe packaging, branding, logistics, whatever outside your core competence. Jadi kalau kalian buka restoran ayam bakar, artinya kalian harus bisa satu kata masak. Ya harus bisa masak. Sampai sekarang kita masih konservatif kok. Kalau kalian cuma punya doang, tahu nggak kalau nggak bisa masak gimana? Pasti nanti ada yang pecah, terus nanti misalkan kalian berpartner sama yang bisa masak, ya pas pecah, ya udah kaya, naik lagi, lanjut. Kalian tinggal. Terus tau nggak kenapa harus bisa masak? Karena resources itu bumbunya, you have to have the rahasia, right? You really have to have that. Aduh seru, nggak ada zaman sekarang gampang gini. Trust me, within 2 years, people just go out. People just go out with restaurants because they're not doing it right. Ini semua konsep jelimet tapi simple tapi jelimet. It's really in the back of your head. Oke, kalau kalian beneran nyatet, kalau kalian mau bikin skripsi ini udah beres 1, 2, 3. It's a big business model. Okay? Makes sense yang ini? And I want you to start on writing. Make it very simple because you're making small brands. And in case later on you guys are successful in Brightspot or successful in enterprise, you really have to understand this. Kenapa sih Encinya sama Engkonya masih sering jaga di toko? Even di Brightspot semua yang jaga yang punya. Even toko di Dio juga gantian yang punya. Yang gede-gede juga semua gantian yang punya. Why? Why do you think it's like small brands, the owners still there? Siapa? Exactly. Di retail, mau yang Hermes sekalipun atau yang kecil itu, kalau yang namanya karyawan gak dijagain, pasti hilang duitnya. Pasti. Atau nggak hilang duit. Tulisannya 40, stoknya cuma 38. Rugi 2 nggak kalian? Kalau rugi 2 kalian rugi nggak? Rugi. Satu jeans misalkan HPP-nya 200.000, iya hilangnya 400.000. Enggak, hilangnya nggak 400.000, hilangnya satu set. Packagingnya, HPP-nya, uang capeknya, uang jahitnya, itu kan semua total lebih dari 200.000. Jadi kalau kalian untungnya tipis, terus nggak match up, that's the core. If you guys are doing business, even in retail, why is in retail the components here are so important? Let's say in retail, you guys are importing stuff from, let's say we are doing retail ya. You guys are importing stuff. Sir, aku mau brand aku itu semuanya import dari China atau import dari Korea, misalkan salah satu yang doing fashion. Atau mungkin susunya nggak ada. Import dari Arab, bikinnya di Arab semuanya karena keluarga aku di Arab, terus import ke sini. What will happen? What is the key activities of importing products? What is the core key activities? Kelas emisi ini. Pricing, distribution, and merchandising. Ini kalau kalian retail, kalian bawa apapun komersial, jualan apapun deh. Merchandise, pricing, and distribution. And then what is the key partners? Logistics. Make sense? Coba kalian buat dulu bagian sini, ya, and then I'll move on to this one. Ini connect-nya ini dulu jawab 2, baru bisa dijawab sini. Nanti baru kita bisa match up. Ini 2 dijawab dulu. Kalau udah 2 benar baru di sini ketemu. Atau ini dulu ngisi ke sini turun ke bawah masih bisa. Okay? Now moving on to the revenue streams. We're moving on to customers and channels. Why is it important to have more than one channels? Kenapa customer relationship and channels is very important? Manusia beneran itu. Okay, why do you have to diversify channels? Kenapa kalian harus punya diversifikasi channels? Channels itu tempat jualan. Why? Especially sekarang digital world that is so easy for you guys to be successful in business, honestly. Compared to my era was just only TV and radio. Why? Throw it.
Maybe like potential customers really gede if you watch channel.
Okay. Potential customers, potential numbers, potential units yang bisa dijual. Anyone else?
Brand influence.
What do you mean by that?
For example, if you keep showing up at, for example, like Pasar Indonesia or like Grand Indonesia, people keep going through your store.
So it's a branding site.
Yes.
Could be,
Seeing
but
you-
then channels is like from in to out. It's not like we're randomly. Jangan salah juga ya. The more stores you open, it doesn't mean that it goes immediately for people to go into your shop. Banyak juga kan brand-brand yang bikin toko itu juga orang juga nggak masuk, right? Kalau di retail semakin banyak toko, artinya semakin banyak orang punya pilihan ke toko-toko tersebut, artinya you are actually serving the same. Always remember this, ya banyak banget yang selalu remember in my class. I want you to remember and write. I don't know about your generation, but my generation is always writing things jadi bisa ingat. Kalian akan selalu melayani customer segments yang namanya market share. Kalian nggak melayani masyarakat exclusively for you. No, sorry. Laku itu untung-untungan, rugi itu pasti. So in the business you really have to think, oh, my part is only a few percentage of the market share. The goal is never to win the market share, but you have the market share. Okay? Kalau misalnya yang gede-gede udah Nike, Adidas, blah blah blah, you just only get a chunk, it's fine. Especially you guys in Indonesia, we're the 4th largest country in the world. We are the first internet users in Asia Pacific. We have big market. We do. Kalau mau kaya mendadak sebenarnya di Indonesia. Tapi orang lebih prefer korupsi daripada jadi kaya mendadak karena pengusaha nggak ada yang gampang. Dari halaman satu sampai halaman sini aja udah jelimet kan, right? To do it right aja belum tentu sukses. So this market share needed to be served. Kalian punya target persona yang sama, right? Target persona itu dari bangun tidur sampai tidur lagi. Emang mereka cuma ngeliatin internet doang? Then the channels will serve this target market in a different way. How to get to your market share and go into their decision-making process. Repeat. So you are not serving the others because it's not beneficial and it is not effective. It's not effective. Kalian kalau jualan hijab khusus untuk anak kuliah di Jakarta Selatan, yang tinggal di Jakarta Selatan, di Jakarta Pusat, yang middle upper class yang tiap hari naik minimal Honda, Toyota, stick with that. And then you serve them. Oh iya yang habis itu nawarin. Iya dia nggak pakai hijab. Habis itu dia nawarin. Habis itu mungkin nawarin Sunia. Kadang hijab, kadang enggak. Jadi kayak it's you don't serve different market simply makanya ada persona, right? So specifically stay with your market. Okay, then give me the channels. Where do Where do you get the channels? Check your target persona. Where do they go? Where do they shop? Where do they hang out? Di mana aja mereka dapetin bisa. Oke, sir, berarti aku mau channel aku mau bikin TikTok shop, of course. You will have Instagram shop, of course. Website as the base, of course. You will be in Sonderland, of course. You will be in Zalora, of course. You will be in Shopee, e-commerce, blah blah blah. Because she explored it. She explored the spots. Make sense? Di mana newly mom look for baby clothing. Oh, aku mau buka di Plaza Indonesia. Wrong. I would say wrong. Why? Because Plaza Indonesia will be competing with the people. Harganya harus 4 juta. You don't compete with Target Market. You just simply maybe open a small store in Alila Seminyak. I want to go to Bule, and then there is a small shop, and Alila Seminyak is Bule, middle upper class, begini, European, blah blah blah, organic product, then open. Makes sense, maybe. I only have one store in Bali, in Jakarta, only online. Was it exclusive enough? Yes. Was it snobbish? Yes, because I'm only doing it Bali, because I think only Bali people will Bule expats yang bisa pakai babynya. That's my start. And then for Jakarta, then all the chindos, the upper class chindos kemana belanja? You know. So then that will be your strategy with your channels. That's why you don't copy paste channels a lot. Aku mau bazar, sir. Wait, where do you want to go bazar? Kalau jualan batik, baju ibu-ibu kelurahan, silahkan jual baju di Taman City. Kalau nggak buru-buruan. Do we need another businesswoman from La Salle College to do that? Of course, no. No, we want your brand to be in Bright Spot. We want your brand to be in Sonderland. We have the listings. We want your brand to be in specifically for fashion design. We want your brand to be in Jakarta Fashion Week or Fashion Asia. That's all. Because we're serving very small amount of customers. Okay? Make sense? Make sense apa ngantuk, apa dia udah musim hujan kayak udah mau teler-teler. Yeah? So channels will be easy now. No? Easier for you to write down. Okay? Ini nempel loh sama value proposition. Jangan sampai mau jualan inklusif terus jualannya di Matahari ya kagak ada yang nyambung. Terus ngapain mau waktu ke Matahari? Ngapain ke Sogo? Ngapain ke Lafayette? Itu juga kan Lafayette, why? Like because your costing is high, and then if you're in Lafayette, it's not effective. It's high amount of spendings, but nothing is coming in. Unless you're making it like Mashiro. Aku mau lawan Mashiro, so I have to be in Galerie Lafayette, right beside them. Oh yeah, sure. Your price will be 4 million, 5 million. Make sense? Bingung? Ada yang bingung? Ada yang make sense? Okay. Next. Ini udah ya, channels only serving your customer persona, which is only serving a small amount of your market share. Ya, di dunia ini kalian gak ada yang namanya market buat kalian doang, enggak. Di dalam dompet kalian nih, di dalam ATM BCA kalian kadang-kadang kopi kenangan, kadang-kadang common grounds, kadang-kadang ya nggak kalau apalah mungkin zaman sekarang kadang-kadang what do you spend every day? Kadang-kadang Gojek, kadang-kadang Grab gitu aja deh tiap hari. Ya, kadang-kadang itu aja udah nggak mungkin serving the same market aja rebutan terus market share setiap hari. So then you serve specifically to your target market to win your market share. Yeah? Got it. Okay, next, what that is highly related with customer relationship. What does customer relationship management means? Boleh di search? Itu ada satu pendidikan juga namanya CRM. What is CRM? what is CRM? Can somebody explain to me and why is it so crucial di BMC sebuah struktur bisnis ada CRM? Why? What is it? What is it? Fira? Can you read it? What you have?
CRM system software that helps track
No, software, the CRM. Yes, customer relationship management. What is that?
process in which a business or another organization administers its interactions with customers, typically using data analysis
Yeah.
to study large amounts of information.
Okay, so in conclusion, saya mau tanya. Harus pada ngumpet. Ini kalau yang pakai masker biar nggak dipanggil ya. Tapi saya udah hafal namanya sekarang. Don't worry. So I can get it in one. Kim?
To manage the customer interaction with current and potential customers.
What does it mean in business?
So, like the company, so the company will use CRM to stay connected with customers and improve profitability.
Iya, apa tuh maksudnya?
So, track, identify sales opportunities, report service issues, manage marketing campaigns.
So then what does it mean? Translate. Can you translate the word customer relationship? Hubungan dengan customer. Hubungan dengan customer kenapa so crucial in BMC? BMC business model companies. Ya?
Ini apa strategi yang dilakukan biar customer tuh atau potential customer nyari apa pilih tuh berarti kita bagi ke brand yang lain.
Okay. That's one thing. Good. Anyone else? What makes you goes back to kalian belum pakai makeup yang Lancome gitu ya, atau kayak apa gitu sih? Semua masih Rose all day gitu ya. Belum kayak mama kalian YSL terus and then like one set of Chanel gitu. Do you have Starbucks cards?
Yes,
Zionist sih.
a lot.
Yeah, I mean Starbucks card atau yeah, we'll learn about Starbucks card. Why Starbucks? Why Starbucks make a Starbucks card becoming a business model? It's a big business model. Why? When I was working abroad, setiap karyawan tuh dapat minimal 200 pounds isinya di Starbucks card, and then from company, so then we can just tap them and grab our coffee in Starbucks. And why is it a big business for customer relationship? Itu very simple with you, biar pelanggannya nggak kabur, and then
Biar dia tahu pelanggannya mau minum apa.
knowing understand the products, good. Ada kalian punya kartu apa lagi? S1 enggak, mama pasti. Kartu apa? Ibu-ibu biasanya emang. Ada?
Kartu beli buah gitu.
Kartu beli total buah segar ada. By the way, hey guys, semasih kalian muda, semua pesawat semua pesawat kalian harus bikin kartunya. Ya, tapi kalau internasional ya.
Miles.
Internasional, miles. Why do you do miles?
You can exchange it for gifts.
Exactly. Why do you exchange a gift?
Cheaper.
Yeah, why do you go for points? Then you fly Garuda, then you fly another Garuda, then you fly another Garuda or the
Yeah,
France.
that's right.
Then you fly another. I flew Air France, and then Air France I flew other brands, which is in 1 mile. It is a business model that customer relationship ini krusial dari value proposition. Why? Setelah ditembak lewat channels, you have to lock your market share. You have to lock your market share. Kenapa? With only relationship, kalian paling enak apa ya? Kalian belanja di mana? Tapi honestly emang the new generation are punya wide range of options. Ada yang belanja kayak selalu ke Shopee ya? Kalau siapa scratch dapat poin-poin whatever 11-11-nya kemana 11-11-nya? Shopee atau Tokopedia atau particularly why do you go always to Shopee? It's simply because of the relationship that you want. Why is it like the tracks and then they always wanted to give you updates and then having your data. Then customer relationship seperti apa yang akan kalian buat once they're already becoming a customer? Okay? So customer relationship is the strategy, is the list of strategy on how to get your customer and to lock your customer. Means that it's related with data and service. If you get already the data, aku mau trinkets. Oke, berarti kunci trinketsnya kalau dia beli pembelian 2, you remember sales class, right? Pembelian 2, and then you have a special. We have the data that they have to spend more in us. Then data and service. This is you can list down during Christmas, holidays, during their birthday, during their whatever, or maybe there's a gift card, there's whatever to have the relationship with the customers. Because you only have small market share dan harus dikunci. Untuk kalian yang masih muda sekarang harus punya miles pesawat ya. Tapi nggak tahu papa kalian tiba-tiba jadi pejabat atau tiba-tiba mama kalian jadi konglomerat atau tiba-tiba dapat suami kaya banget. Mama, papa jadi kaya, suami kaya. Tapi miles itu nanti ingat saya juga. Kalian ingat juga kata-kata saya kalau kalian punya babies, mulai dari kecil siapin juga milesnya. My mom, nggak bisa diupdate terus dong. Kalau udah naik terus, tapi kan kartunya kalau udah platinum nggak bisa mati.
Oh.
You have to go up. And then if you have, let's say, becoming a director. Becoming a director, ada lagi dari company bisa langsung daftarin dan directornya langsung gold atau silver. So directors flightnya pasti business class, and then business class langsung upgrade-nya gampang. So during your lifetime, if you have that miles, especially miles ya, and then also banks, kumpulin miles, your life will be so much easier. I have the Singapore Airlines since I was a kid. Because my grandma was abroad always, so then ini dari kecil dikumpulin. And now kalau saya beli tiket selalu economy, and I can always fly upgrades during my lifetime. It's like 20 plus years. My mom did that for me. So then miles, yeah, akhirnya our family never flew another flight to go somewhere else because it's just like 1 mile. So it's locked during your lifetime. Kenapa harus beli batik di situ terus? Kenapa harus beli baju baby di situ terus? Kunci. And then maybe in the future you're making toddlers clothing. Maybe you're making kids clothing. Maybe you're making teenagers clothing. So during that time, you have your market ready. And this is about data and services. What kind of services that you want to give for the relationship? Okay? If you have the data, then what will you do with that? There is a lot of things. Make sense? Ngerti? Kalau kalian sekarang mau bikin bisnis, punya customer relationship, kalian punya bisnisnya sekarang, kunci ini semua data WhatsApp-nya masing-masing. Kunci data, kirim email blast, kirim WhatsApp blast, atau kirim special discounts, kirim whatever. What kind of service that you want? Let's say kalau Chanel kirimnya bunga during your birthday, and then kirim birthday cake, and then kirim PR packages for your moms, and then invitation for dinners, free nginep di mana. It's relationship, so then they will go back to Chanel. Okay? So this is tembak ke sini. This is to lock. Yeah? And then customer relationship could also go with community. If you like a community or like a particular community olahraga, community photography community, or becoming one of the association of Bix, blah blah blah, and then you go competition. This is relationship. Make sense?
Yes.
Make sense? Okay. The last one, customer segments. Now you have your market share. Please explain other market shares that is in your layers, yang kemungkinan juga bisa dituju sebagai calon-calon customers kamu. So that we can see the revenue streams, which market share that we can grow. Okay? Let's say this one is ladies or girls, college students, blah blah blah. And then there is ladies professionals in CBD, and there is ladies that particularly yoga, that particularly doing weightlifting, and then others, and then babies that mulai lagi toddlers, and then you go with like teenagers, or there's babies, ada yang Cindo babies, ada yang Melayu babies, ada yang I don't know. It's like your segment that you really wanted to grow. Okay? Lihat segmentnya. Kenapa? Why banks or investors wanted to see the future segments? Why? Kalau kamu mau invest, kamu tanya, ini kalau kalian mau invest in something, tiba-tiba, sir, aku mau jadi messenger princess, I don't want to work, but I want to invest my dad's money. You ask everything here. Okay, what is your cost structure? Kelihatannya kayak pinter banget ya, padahal sih standar. And then the last question is like, okay, what is your future segments? If you have 3M, terus disuruh invest sama papa, then you ask customer segments, for what? For what? Kalau value proposition itu terlalu spesifik banget, terus customer segmentnya ternyata narrow. Why? Logicnya gimana? You have it in your eyes. Still. Alice? Alice. Just. Anyone else?
The customer segment has to be very wide instead of narrow. Because if it's too narrow, then it may not sell well to others. So basically, if you have 3M, it's gonna decrease instead of increase.
We're talking about specific opportunities. Here, we see opportunity. Yeah, walaupun too wide, it's also not good because it's not serving well. But then value proposition, I want it to be like this, and this, kayak idealis banget gitu. Tapi investmentnya 3M. Pertama, budgetnya nggak efektif. Kedua, we're too narrow. Can we widen a little bit? Can we do, oh babies is too narrow, yeah? Can you do toddlers? Yes, we have the segments of toddlers, maybe in the next 5 years, and we have the segment of teens. And then we will have a segment for elders, let's say. Because elders needed to be comfortable and then pajamas yang enak, and then something easy, or like with moms. We will go for maternity. So we have segments that served in the same proposition but bisa grow. Maybe you can do not only ladies in the future, you will be kids swimwear, let's say, for feminine kids swimwear. Atau mungkin for men, I don't know, wear pink, or I don't know, it's like it's always a segment. Yeah? Make sense? Ngerti? Ada yang ngerti? Saya agak bingung sih sekarang. Ngerti atau nggak ngerti? Insya Allah aja lah ya.
Senang banget.
Yes. Bingungnya apa? Segment.
Iya.
Okay. You have to target STP, segmenting, targeting, positioning. STP. Yang sudah dilakukan adalah positioning, which is sudah ada di tengah, right? And then you have the target market, which is you have this, atau you have the particularly targeted. Kalau ini sistemnya maju, artinya dari gede. Tahu cara bikin STP nggak sih? Anggaplah ini STP ya. Ini tuh S, T, P. Segmen itu kalian punya. Segmen itu kalian punya banyak pilihan. Let's say 13 sampai 19 tahun, 20 sampai 24 tahun, 25 sampai 29 tahun, 30 sampai 34 tahun. Let's say, ladies. Ini buat bajunya, buat outer leisure-nya Abel contohnya, right? S, segmenting. Segmennya keluarga 4 by umur. Ada juga ada segmen lain lagi. JKT, BDG, by geographical ya, SBG, Bali, Medan. Ini juga ada segmen lain. Okay, there's also segment or another segment. Yoga, Pilates, weight. Ini by function. Ada golf misalnya, and swimwear. There's also another segment, right? This is segment. Target is I want this, and I want this, and I want this. 20 sampai 24 tinggal di Jakarta yang yoga dan pilates. That is targeting. Nembak. Tapi kalau saya mau widen, do I have the segments? Yes. I have the segments of age, the ladies, 13 to 19, 25 to 29, 30 to 34, that is living in Jakarta, Bandung, Surabaya, Bali, Medan, that also do yoga, pilates, weight, golf, or swim. Jadi segmen itu mundur jadi lebih luas. Tapi dia semua bisa jadi target, calon target. Bisa di, oke mundur, berarti kalau ini udah sukses nih, ini market share ini udah sukses, kita mau bikin market share lain. Oke, we are opening in Bali. Spesifik Bali, usia 25 sampai 29, khusus buat swimwear. I want this segment. Can I go? Sure. Ini namanya udah targeting. Oh, berarti Abel kalau di Bali itu targetingnya beda. Orang suka ngomong gitu gak sih? Oh, yang di Jakarta tuh targetingnya beda, yang di Bali targetingnya beda. Yang di Bali itu tropical cruise and holiday apa namanya? Holiday collection. Cruise nggak masuk. Zara, cruise nggak masuk di Jakarta. Kalau lihat kalian Zara di Bali Beach Walk, yang flowy terus yang gede, yang linen gitu-gitu semua ada di Bali Kuta Beach Walk. Tapi sama-sama Zara kan? Sama. Dan yang di sini semua urban. Yang ada di sini, yang ada di Medan, lain juga caranya. Medan more colors, Senayan City Sabto. You are serving big segment, but different targets. Bisa kebayang sekarang? Bisa bikin ini dulu aja, umur, lokasi, dan fungsi. Tadi kalau fungsi, kalau misalkan fashion ada there is urban, cruise, holiday, holiday, semi-formal, casual, blah blah blah. Ya? Dan masih banyak lagi bisa dibagi-bagi lagi. Bisa bayang, Alice? Now you realize? Ya. Ingat ya, saya harus ngajarin dosen marketing 1, marketing 2. STP prosesnya ini. S target, P the value, the feature, function, bla bla bla. Marketingnya akan cuman berbicara untuk soalnya event yang dibikin apa? Event pilates bareng-bareng 20 orang kayak Alo Yoga selalu bikin Dharma Wangsa 20 influencer, that's all. Karena di Jakarta yoga. Alo Adidas di Bali bikinnya run and hit. Karena cewek-cewek Bali angkat beban, they're happy. Jennifer Badim yang di Jakarta pakai Andin Aisyah. It's the two different targets, but in the same segment, in the same target, in the same market share. Yeah? So, the bank or investors bisa lihat, oh I guess this is a brand that is actually promising. Ya loh, kita belum masuk ke Bandung, kita belum masuk Surabaya, enggak lah Bandung nggak terlalu olahraga, berarti we can go to like minimal Jakarta, Bali, and maybe Medan kan gaya ini udah Singapura, mungkin agak-agak Singapura, oke maybe not Medan kali ya, Bandung, Surabaya, Jakarta, Bali, and let's say abroad. Oh ya, Jakarta, Bali, and Singapore. Let's go Singapore aja deh instead of Medan, then you add up your segment to Singapore. That is a real business. Berarti ini daging semuanya, jadi agak lumayan enak ya. Masih kerasa udah kayak penuhan. Write it down in your own wording. Kalau di Google dan di ChatGPT nggak bakal bisa dapet sejelas ini. Ini semua dari buku, 3 buku dikunyahin dari 1. Tapi kira-kira kebayang? Tapi kalau teacher lain tanya, STP-nya gimana, segmennya gimana? You don't mix up anymore. Jadi udah bisa dijawab. I have wider segments, but then particularly saya mau targetin ke sini. Oke? Kayak misalnya kalian punya IKEA punya segmen seluas-luasnya. Dia punya kantor, holiday, dia punya kantor, hospitality, housing, apartments, small apartments, big apartments, leisure, beach, in-house, indoor, outdoor, banyak. Particularly they have the segments, but let's say they have the same kursi. This could be classes, this could be office, right? But the segments are wide. Tujuannya guys, revenue. Tujuannya profit and growth. If you only serve one target market that is so stiff, it is so hard for you to win the game. Yeah? Okay? Any questions? Gila, enak banget sih pasti. Udah dicatat tapi bisa ngerti, please. This is not only theory, yeah. This is also applicable in like whatever sense that you wanted to grab. Now slowly to add up your answers in lists. Pakai pointers aja, nggak usah dijelasin panjang lebar. Pointers. This is data and service. What kind of service that you wanna give to your customer? Relationship, and how many channels do you want to go for that particular target market? Value proposition, you have the list minimal 3. Key activities, resources, key partners. Partners is your horizontal integration. Key activities, which is what is in-house. Resources, barang apa yang harus ada di dalam rumah, or it's the core competence of yours. Then you have the cost structure and revenue streams. Okay? Can you slow down on listing the answers and then argue it? Nanti harus dibikin di beberapa pages in your